Okay, good day everyone. So what do you need to take out on your bike with you for repairs? I'll run through exactly what I take out with me every time I ride, and then you can piece yourself together. For noobs, you can piece yourself together a bit of a kit that you might need. Now, you don't need to go overboard. Let's face it, if you get a major mechanical, it's dial a friend, isn't it? Get a lift home. That's it. These are mainly for flat tires. I don't take out any chain links, chain link tools, Allen keys, none of that sort of stuff. If anything major went wrong, I'd call the missus up and get a lift home. Easy as that. Basically, I just take enough out to get me out of a flat tire situation. So, firstly, I've got a saddle bag that goes on the back of the bike, just hooks under the seat, clips onto the seat post. Nice and easy. Take a couple of tyre levers out. Now, get some good ones, some good quality ones, not the real cheap ones. Because if you get the real cheap ones, when you're trying to get some of the tyres off, they can be quite tight sometimes and they'll snap here. So make sure you get some half decent ones. They don't cost any more. They're dirt cheap anyway. Obviously, an inner tube you're going to need. Make sure you get the right size that fits your bike. Now, I run 50mm carbons, so I've had to get ones with an 80mm stem. If it was any smaller, when you poke it through, you're not going to be able to get your pump on it or your canister to pump the tyre up. So make sure you get the right one with the right sort of stem. The other thing I always carry is just this tiny little bit of rubber. All right, now I'll carry that for when I get a flat tyre. If you've got a split in it anywhere, you can pop that under the tyre. It's just off an old inner tube, just a bit of cut off an old inner tube. You can pop it on the tyre on the inside and pump it up, and then at least it's got some protection. When you pump it up, if the tyre opens up a little bit, there's a little bit of protection there. Now, as far as pumping the tyre up, there's two different ways you can go. You can either go the good old canisters, which are great. These are the CO2 canisters. So there's the little bit there that just screws in there, and then that goes onto your valve and up it goes. So pumps it up to about 100 psi, I think it is. These are ideal. These are really good, and I do use them. But we have been caught out with them on rides. Now, we've had it where not so long ago, about 6 months ago, we're out on a ride, and this thing here seized on my mate's bike when we were pumping his tyre up, and we went through 4 canisters, can you believe? So we were flat out of canisters, hence why I carry 2 now. We were flat out of canisters, we had no more left. Luckily, we flagged someone down that had a bike pump, and we were able to pump the tyre up anyway. But these can malfunction. It is rare, but they can. And what it was, they don't get used that often, obviously. So it got a bit of moisture in there, whatever, and it seized up. So every time we pushed the canister in and popped it on, as soon as it had a little bit there, it just, and all the CO2 went. So these are ideal, but you need to make sure that this little bit is in good working order, and that this thing actually goes up and down, you know. If it doesn't go up and down, there's something wrong with it. So maybe it needs a bit of WD-40 in there or something. So anyway, these are good. As I say, they're real quick and easy, and they're relatively light. The other thing you can do is you can get yourself a bike pump. This one's a really good one. It will pump up both mountain bike valves and your road bike valves. So it's just a little rubber in there. Just undo this white silver plastic bit, and you turn it around, and then bang, it will do whatever size you want. This is ideal, only the size of my hand, so you can either stick it in your back pocket, or it does go in there relatively well, and you can zip it up and no dramas at all. As far as weight goes, look, this is slightly lighter. I think it's about 60 grams lighter than a couple of these canisters, so I'll just check that now. So yeah, this is 105 grams. This weighs 105, 106 grams. And then if you're taking 2 of these canisters and these are 165 grams. So about 55, 60 grams difference. So entirely up to you. I generally, if I'm going out on my own, if I'm out on the mountain bike, for instance, or even the road bike, or I was doing a long ride and I was out on my own, I would go with this. rather than the canisters, just purely because if you get more than one flat, which can happen, and you run out of canisters, you're just about screwed, aren't you? Whereas at least you can get as many flats as you like. You can keep pumping them up with this. And I don't carry a puncture repair kit with me. Don't carry one at all. I just carry one spare tube. If that one was to get a flat as well, I would then just tie a knot in it. So I would keep the old tube with me until I got home, so as well I can tie a knot in that. I've done another video on that. I'll put the link down below to me tying the knot in and how you can do it, and it will get you home, no dramas whatsoever. You're not going to be bombing along at 1,000,000 miles an hour, but it's definitely going to get you home, and no troubles at all. Whereas if you were out with just your canisters, you pretty well had it. That's the problem with the canisters. They're great and they're quick, but they can malfunction, and you're limited, aren't you? You've only got 2 goes with them. That's it. Whereas with your good old pump, and it's lighter, the pump, and you can pump it up as many times as you like. So anyway, there you go. The choice is yours. You don't need to go overboard with it. As I've said before, some people do carry out all sorts of different little spanners and things. You don't need to. You just don't need to. If you get a major mechanical, get on the dog and bone and call the missus and get and lift home. Anyway, that is it. Hope it's of some help to you, and I'll catch you on the next one.